This is Jim with A1 Repairs. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. The point of the following video is to provide you an up-close view of the products that we sell, as if you were heading into our local hometown dealership to purchase one. With everybody shopping online, this is our attempt to bring you closer to the product rather than just viewing words on a web page. Please be sure to email or call with any questions that you may have, and also like us on Facebook for the latest product and industry updates. Thanks, and enjoy the video. Alright, here we have the 150BT backpack leaf blower from Husqvarna. We're going to go ahead and go into a few stats here. We're going to start with the engine on this particular model. This one for cylinder displacement is putting out 50 cc's, and the horsepower on the engine is 2.1 horsepower. Now when you're looking at a backpack blower, you also want to know the type of air movement that it's going to put out. The higher the air movement, the happier you're going to be with the blower. It's going to be more productive for you. And this particular model right here at the end of the blower tube, it's going to be putting out 494 cubic feet a minute, or CFM. There's a second place you can take the measurement, which is up in the impeller housing, and this one's putting out 692 cubic feet a minute. If you're ever comparing, blowers or to the competitors in that, or different models you want, make sure they're giving you two readings. If they don't, they're only giving you one, they're typically going to give you the higher rating, which is actually inside of the housing. So it's just important to be looking for that. So CFM is one of the most important stats when you go to buy a backpack blower. Miles per hour, this guy's coming in about 180 miles per hour. The 150, as compared to other models, comes with one extra blower tube at the end, and that's this one right here. The more you restrict the end of the blower nozzle, the more pressure you create, and the more miles per hour. So this one comes with this extra tube right here that will increase the miles per hour, but we don't have an official stat on it. But it increases about like 20 to 50% for the miles per hour, because you're restricting the exit tube by a little bit more than half with this particular attachment here. So let's go ahead and jump into the blower here and show you some of the features that it has. There's a recessed spark plug housing on the top, which is good if you ever drop this or something. It's designed to keep the spark plug, try to prevent the spark plug tip from cracking off. There's a standalone unboltable recoil right here, which is real nice if you're ever out in the field and the rope snaps on you. It's a good idea to carry a spare recoil. It's just 4 bolts, and you pop it back on there and you're right back in business. If you ever need any parts of the blower, just be sure to contact us. We don't have all the parts listed online, but call us during business hours. We got parts lookup standing by, and then we do ship parts out as well. So this particular unit's got a very large fuel tank on it, which is important. It's a large fuel tank for the size of the engine that's on here. When you're using it, 2 to 4 hours at a crack, you're going to go through some fuel on it. So you want to look for a decent sized fuel tank. The fill nozzle is well positioned on an angle out to the side, so it makes for easy filling, and there's a tether on the gas cap right there. Now, the bigger the blower, the more performance it has, the happier you're going to be with it, but it also typically weighs more. This unit's fairly light for the size of what it is. It's not a real heavy blower. It's coming in at about 22.5 pounds. So it's got, for easy starting, there's a purge primer right underneath the carburetor. You hear that right there. There's a clear yellow return line back into the gas tank there, and really easy to see the air bubbles moving back in there until most of them disappear, and then you're pretty much all set and ready to start. There's a 1-position choke on here. In the open position, the choke is off, and the down position for closed, and the choke's closed up. And you go ahead and fire the blower up and wait till it warms up a little bit, and then you kick the choke off. This particular model, the 150BT, is a tube mount throttle. Now a little later in the video we're going to cover the difference between left and right-handed throttle mounts. This particular unit is only available, as you see it right here, and it's only available with this particular handle. In the video a little bit later, we're going to talk about a Husqvarna Ego handle, The 150 doesn't have that. It has this handle right here. It's still got the gun trigger on it for easy feathering. It's still got the cruise control on the side, so you pull up on that lever, it holds it in constant, and then the kill position is right there for you as well. So the 150, very similar to the 350 backpack blower. The difference is in the handle configuration that you see right here, and then you get the extra blower tube there. So we're going to go ahead and keep working our way around the blower here. You're going to see right down here on the lower frame, there's a rubber isolation mount. There's a couple of those positioned throughout the blower, and what that does is isolates the engine vibration from the operator's platform, so you don't get all that real fuzzy feeling, when you're operating the backpack blower. And which is nice, as you're keeping you as a consumer or the end user in mind for comfort when you're operating the blower. But I'm going to go ahead and you see I'm going to shift the frame independent of the engine. You can watch right here. You'll see how the mesh guard's moving back and forth there away from the impeller, and so that's just a demonstration of the vibration damping that's on here. Heavy duty mesh screens around the impeller intake on here, so it's designed to keep rocks and stuff from going in there to where it could shear off an impeller fin on there. It's important to make sure this doesn't get neglected and all clogged up with leaves on you. You don't want that to happen, so you can cause the engine to over rev. But there is a blow molded heavy duty frame, which you see right here, and this what's nice about this is it's not brittle plastic. It keeps you don't want a blower that's got a cheap plastic frame that if you drop it or something it's going to crack easy. It's a very, very heavy duty. Let's take a look at the air filter that's on this one. Alright, I'm going to pull the filter housing out right there. It's got a 1-inch thick brick foam that's on there. This is a cleanable filter. Any type of degreaser works real easy, like kitchen soap's really good on it. You don't want to use any window products that have ammonia on it. This will eat away at it. But you go ahead and you just clean it off, wait for it to dry. We like to use 3-in-1 oil. Put a couple of drops of 3-in-1 oil on it. This is an oiled filter. Smush it all together so that it moves around. There's the housing here with the mesh backing screen on it. So you just go ahead and pop that back in and we'll get the air filter reassembled. Alright, we're going to move forward here to the backrest. Husqvarna has a real nice design where there's some holes drilled behind the backrest right here, and what that does is as it's sucking air into the impeller, it actually pulls air around your back. So if it's a hot summer day when you're sweating out there, this one actually sucks the air around the backrest here and keeps you as the operator cool. And it's real nice. If hot summer day and you're sweating, you're going to definitely notice that. So Husqvarna has nice ergonomic shoulder straps that are padded, and they fit your shoulders very well versus just a straight one. And these replace pretty easy too. You wear them out and they get beat up. So there's a nice heavy-duty padded backrest, which is right there. And there's also a hip strap on it on the lower portion here. If you don't mind using that, it'll significantly reduce the amount of weight that's on the shoulders up here for fatigue when using the blower for a couple hours at a crack. So, and if you don't like it, you can pry the clips down right there and you can remove that off of there and then not have to worry about it. So, alright. Well, here you have it. This is a Husqvarna 150 BT leaf blower, backpack leaf blower. If you stay tuned, we're going to show you a few more things about the about backpack blowers in general. But keep in mind, this particular model does have the only has the right-handed throttle configuration, and it looks like this. So, thanks again, and stay tuned for the rest of the video. Alright, this portion of the video is to teach you some general education about backpack blowers, things that you should look for when you're purchasing them, and a lot of the common questions that we get that pertain to blowers in general. So let's go over a couple things here that when you're going to purchase a backpack blower, what you should look for and what it means to you in the end. Now, when you go to buy a backpack blower, one of the most common things you want to look for is performance. Well, I want the best backpack blower on the market. And there's two different ways you can measure that. There's miles per hour, and there's also what they call CFM, or cubic feet a minute. Now, miles per hour more pertains to a pressure situation. So to give you an example of pressure where you want higher miles per hour in a backpack blower is, say you sealed driveway, you did a lot of asphalt sealing, and you got the pressure heaves where you start getting cracks inside of the driveway. Well, you collect dirt inside of there. That's where you want pressure. The more miles per hour you can actually blow the chunks of dirt out of it. Now, that's the only place that you really want to pay a lot of attention to for miles per hour. If you've got a real large pile of leaves, what you want volume. You don't want a little jet just shooting inside of that pile of leaves. You want a giant, massive airflow that comes right at it and hits it. So the second stat you want to look for on a blower is CFM, cubic feet a minute. The more cubic feet a minute that a backpack blower pumps out, the happier you're going to be with it. So if you're going to do any construction type work or you're doing any landscaping work with your backpack blower, CFM is basically the #1 stat you want to look for. There's two different places that you can measure that as well. So pay attention when you're looking at the Husqvarna backpack blowers, you're looking at the competitors. You can measure cubic feet a minute at the nozzle tip, and you could also measure it inside of the impeller housing right here. So make sure a good company will give you both measurements, but if they don't, typically they're going to favor on the side of the higher measurement, so they're going to mark what's inside of the impeller housing right there. So keep that in mind when you're going to purchase a backpack blower. Miles per hour is typically just on at the end of the blower tube, so you don't usually find two readings on that. So second thing that we get an awful lot of questions about is what do the letters mean on the backpack blower. So this only is going to pertain to the Husqvarna backpack blowers right now. The numbers will always be the same, and we're going to use the 580 here as an example. But it's either going to end in BTS or BFS. Sometimes on the Husqvarna website, it may only be the 580BT or the 580BF, but the actual full number is the 580BTS. In this one here as an example. The T stands for tube mount throttle. If there's an F in there, it's going to stand for frame mount throttle. And a lot of people like to refer this to as a left or right-handed blower. Now, one thing I want to point out is whether you're buying a left or a right-hand blower, all that has to do with is the throttle control and where the throttle is positioned. The blower tubes are always coming out on your right-hand side. So you're not going to find a backpack blower where it's coming out on the right and it's coming out on the left. It's only going to come out on the right-hand side for you. Now, the BTS, standing for tube mount throttle, which is what you see right here, has this particular design right here too. The throttle actually runs down a cable and it gets mounted. You got your flex elbow, which goes right here. You'll have your joint that hooks in right here, and this is a swivel joint. And then this handle mounts right to this too. This is an ergonomic handle. As you see right there, it's cocked in a forward position. That is adjustable on there, but what is nice is if you take your hands and just lay them down at the side, naturally your wrist sits a little bit crooked. So when you're operating this blower, you don't actually use it in the straight position. You're going to operate the blower like this. And it just naturally fits into your hands very well, and it doesn't tweak your wrists. Now, with the right hand throttle, you got the cable that's going to run down the tube. You've also got, there's going to be clips that holds the cable in place there for you. But with this particular, the right-handed model, there's going to be a squeeze trigger on it right there. What is nice about this is it's more like a gun trigger. You can actually feather the action. And there also is a cruise control on here. There's another knob right there. When you pull that down, you see that sucks the throttle in position and holds it for you. So it gives you can use it as a feather-like option, or you can also run it on cruise control. The kill switch is on here as well. Hear that right there? That'll kill the blower. bring it back to the run position. You got to take the backpack blower off, put it on the ground. You can fire it back up. So, but this is your right hand throttle or your BTS model, and this by far is probably our #1 seller. So you can use this commercial, residential, however you like. It's nice, it's convenient, you only have one thing to deal with. So let's bring a different one up here. Here is a 570 BFS, which is going to be your left-handed throttle design. And once again, like I was telling you before, the blower tube's still coming out your right-hand side right here. Okay, you're going to hook into your flex elbow, you'll have your pivot joint, and then here's the stationary handle. It's still an ergonomic handle, so it fits into your wrist nice and natural, and it still is adjustable for you. So, but just one position handle right there. And this is going to be your left-handed throttle design right here. And what's nice about this particular design is it's very impact resistant. Now the BFS models are more favored in the commercial market, and here's the reason why. They're on a spring joint right here. These are really designed to take an impact. So if you can see right here, I can flex this, move it up and down, bring it in the upright position. You know, say you crashed into the blower or something right there. It's just really designed for a commercial aspect. And the reason being, a lot of times what we get from customers or commercial cutters is they take their blower and they accidentally leave it in front of the trailer tires, or they're leaving it on in the trailer, the enclosed trailer, or sitting on the open trailer bed. And if you have a zero-turn rollover these or car tires, if you have the right-handed throttle design, not only did you crash into wreck your blower tubes, you also ruined your whole throttle mechanism right here. So this gets a little pricey to replace if you have to do that. So that's why the commercial guys tend to favor the left-handed throttle design. You'll also notice that the throttle cable is a lot shorter, and you don't have to worry necessarily about catching it on stuff. So this is really what the left-handed throttle design is for. The other thing I want you to pay attention to is the throttle is positioned on the tip right there. Zoom in there and get a real good picture of it for you. And it's always on continuous. So where I was telling you before on the other one with the gun trigger you can feather it, this one is going to pretty much stay wherever you have it right there. So if you want to feather the throttle, you got to continually move it back and forth. Or if you just like it on continuous, you can do that as well. I'm going to pivot it to the other side. You'll see there's a red switch right here. This is a kill switch, so you can kill it and shut it off. And when you're using this backpack blower, decide to pick up a commercial one. I'm going to throw this on my back just so you can see how this works. The throttle's going to stay right there, so a lot of times people say, well, how do I get it up and down? It's really easy. It just grabs with your elbow, pulls down right there, lock into place. You can use it, if you want to leave it on floored on a constant position, you can just kick that right back up with your elbow, put it out of the way, and go ahead and do your job and keep it on floored. The only downside, one of the reasons that I could give you an example of where you wouldn't like the left-handed throttle configuration is if you're in tight places, say you're going in between a boat and a house or something, and you're trying to operate, you got an item right here, you also got the blower tube, which is on your right-hand side. Sometimes it creates issues where you're trying to turn around inside of a tight confined area. So that's one of the reasons you may not like the left-handed version. But honestly, it's personal preference. Whatever you're more comfortable with, either the right-handed or the left-handed version, just make sure you pick that and stick with it. You can't go wrong either way. There's half a dozen reasons why one's good, or half a dozen reasons why the other one's better. So it's in favor either way. So just pick what you're more comfortable with. The backpack blowers from Husqvarna come with a 2-year commercial or residential warranty. Now, Husqvarna does have a promo if you want to extend that out, you know, and it's stuff that you can purchase from us, you know, while you're picking up the backpack blower, or if something's not listed on the website, just call in and place the order with us over the phone. But if you pick up a 6-pack of oil to go with your backpack blower, and they have various different bottle sizes in that, Husqvarna will give you, instead of a 2-year factory warranty, now this is on the consumer or the residential side, they will bump you up to a 3-year warranty. So pretty nice. You know, you pay for a 6-pack of oil, you're going to use the oil anyways, you know, and then you can you get an extra warranty for free, which is real nice. If you purchase 3 of their pre-mixed gas oil fuel cans, you can go all the way out to a 4-year factory warranty. So, and then this is the super high octane, no ethanol gas from Husqvarna, which is real nice, and it's pre-mixed with your oil. So just a couple, you know, or a nice little promotion that Husqvarna is running. So, and once again, don't forget about the kids. Everybody wants to be like mom and dad. Husqvarna's got a whole line of cool toys that are battery operated, make noises, they move. And the blower, yes, it even blows air and it makes noises as well. So, you know, add one of those to the purchase for next birthday or Christmas or whatever's coming up, whatever special holiday you got. So, thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of the video.